Okay, so this is my first YouTube video I'm posting. This is all due to someone who is saying that music is theirs and belongs to them, and they play guitar on it and they sing on it. Anyway, the music they're posting is from a band that was from Pennsylvania, from Pottsville, Pennsylvania, actually, and the band was called Chyld, which featured John Joseph Lutsky on lead guitar and vocals, Bibb Haslam on bass. The original drummer was Mike Radka, and there was a first guitar player named Sal Sanders, and the band then went on to have Steven Resnick on guitar, and they recorded the 1988 Conception release, and that was in 1988 on New Renaissance Records, which that release has Joe Donato on there. Joe D. Lee is on there as the drummer, but it was actually Mike Radka who was on drums. And then the band split up in the late 1990s. The mid 1990s, I joined John Joseph Lutsky and formed a cover band, and that band was called Weasel, which featured me, John Lutsky, Carmen Soretti, who was our drummer at the time. He since has passed on. And we had Bibb on bass, and we also had a couple other bass players that were in and out of the band during that period of time. So then the band Weasel split up, and John wanted to bring the band Chyld back together. So, which we did, which was me, Dan Maidenford, my name is, John Joseph, John Lutsky, on vocals and on lead guitar, and Bibb Haslam again on bass, and we had Carmen Soretti on drums. Over the years, we've had a couple other drummers, but most of our recordings were done with John Joseph playing drums, because we either had drummers that passed away, such as Carmen, and another one got his fingers cut off, and we lost him as our drummer, and one went away to college. So the band had lots of ups and downs with drummers. So it's been always a problem for us having drummers, and also over the years we've had health conditions and stuff like that that limit us from doing shows, and also work schedules, since some of us work full-time jobs that have been there for like 20 years. So okay, so here is the Transparent release of the Transparent CD. That is Transparent. That was released in 2012, I believe we released that. Let me look. 2010 to 2012. And yes, that is me on the far right of the screen. Far left is John Joseph Jr. Second in on the left is Bibb Haslam. Holding the Les Paul is John Joseph Lutsky Sr. Okay, and then there we give the credits to Carmen also on there, and Tom, who is the owner of SI Studios up in Old Forge, Pennsylvania. So, off to the CD. That is the actual CD, which is just Transparent and So Soon on there. That is actually the radio media broadcast only copy. Underneath it, I believe I have my other copy. Yeah. Hang on. First video, so bear with me. Okay, so there is the actual CD cover for the Transparent CD. That is the actual CD. Here is the sets, well, the song listings. So, Quite Enough Groove is just pretty much an instrumental with the bass line and drums to the song Quite Enough. And here we go. Liner notes, which I'm getting to. There's the liner notes. There is John on the top left. I'm on the right in the top. Bibb is down on the left, and young Johnny is on the right hand side right below me. There is the inside liner notes for that. Don't mind my dirty ass floor. I'm moving stuff around and have my guitar room a total disaster right now. This COVID shit has everything screwed up. Okay. Now going back all the way to, I'm going to take it all the way back to till 2001. We released the Overdue EP. It was actually on mp3.com of all things back in the day. And actually, somebody who got a copy of these was actually Mick Mars of Motley Crue, who I've actually sold guitars to in the past. So, this is the Overdue EP cover, and it's a bit beat to shit, but and it's been played hard over the years. Okay. So, here is the CD. Not very much to really look at, but White Russians is the first track, Quite Enough, Still Here, Lunar Experience, and Free a Bird. They are on the very first edition of this. We did make a couple of other ones that came out later that actually had the song So Soon added to it, but they were like ones that we sold on eBay and stuff like that. So as for the liner notes, oh, there's the back cover of the inside of the CD with the track listing. There's the cover, and that was done by Harry Mystician in 2002. He actually made that cover. Inside I'm going to have to cover because it has an old phone number for me, which I do no longer have, but it was the actual hotline for the band. So that is the liner notes. Of course, this one's all stained and shit from being played and dropped and beer spilled on it and everything over the years. So that is the inside liner. That is the inside cover, which we added my email address for the band that I was using at the time, which is still active. The other one is Bib Haslam's and one is mine. Alright. Taking it up to 2000, back to 2000. Okay, so originally the band released an album back in 1988 called Conception. In 1988, Conception sold pretty good, but with CDs coming in, most of it was pressed on vinyl. New Renaissance Records had some issues and stuff like that, dealing with well, I guess you might as well say it was a big problem with the distributors, and a lot of it wound up getting put out on vinyl and not as much on CD. So that pretty much hurt the band, and the band only released the 1986-87 release. It was the original, just Chyld EP. That's what it was titled, just Chyld. And that one was on vinyl only. And then this was released in 2000. And this features the song What You Came For. This is called Heavy Metal Meltdown. And there's a little write-up in there from Anne Boleyn, who is the singer of the band Hellion, who also is the owner of New Renaissance Records. And there's a little write-up here. It says Forgetting What You Came For. Tells you the name of the album, Conception. And said it was pretty much, sadly, the debut album by Chyld, which was ignored because it was released within weeks of the debut by Zebra, which sounded similar. Since that time, original CD pressings of Conception have sold for as much as $200, which they were back in the day, not anymore. The market on eBay's gone to crap. Okay. I actually have a promotional copy of Conception sitting here. I have vinyl downstairs in my house. Anyway, this is the cover from the Conception album. And that is pretty much the songs that are on the Conception album, released in 1988. New Renaissance Records. And that is the front cover of the album and the CD. There is your CD. Like I said, bear with me. First video I'm making, but when you're getting people out there trying to take credit for being in a band and claiming that they're the songwriter, the singer, and everything like that, it ain't right. And then there's the original liner, which is missing part of it, like I said, because it's a promotional. But it's John Joseph, which is John Joseph Lutsky on lead vocals, lead and rhythm guitars and acoustic guitars. Joe Lee D is Joe Donato. He was the drummer that they had in the band at the time, but the recordings were done with Mike Radka. Rez is Steven Resnick. He was the lead and rhythm guitar and backing vocals. He also had Bib Haslam on bass guitar, and some lead vocals along with backing vocals. And this pretty much, a lot of the demos were recorded in John's basement, actually, and stuff like that. And that would have been over in Shanetown, Pennsylvania, which is a part of Port Carbon, Pennsylvania, which is outside of Pottsville. Pretty much most of the band members were from Pottsville. So this is all pretty much outdated information on here, so don't expect to get anything if you write to the P.O. box. And there's the liner notes again. I will probably be making another follow-up to this with a bit more of a description of the band and a history of the band. And might actually be posting a couple rare videos of us performing back in the day as Second Chyld. The footage that we got is pretty crappy because it's, of course, old VHS technology, and our last show, we played shows till 2005. Our show that we have on tape that we actually have that's in salvageable condition yet is a video from Schuylkill Haven, Pennsylvania, in a place called the Uptown, and we do the songs, some of the songs like Quite Enough and Lunar Experience we do, and we do a bunch of covers. But of course the video footage is pretty crappy, so don't expect very much out of that. But I will be doing a follow-up, like I said. I'll be doing a bit of a discussion about the band and stuff. And also, John Joseph Lutsky does not participate in social media. He's happy to be just enjoying a pretty much comfortable life, not being bothered by people, because he's a person who tends to be a private person and pretty much likes to keep it that way. He's a bit of a celebrity in the local area, so he gets hounded sometimes and stuff, and he pretty much just doesn't really like being the center of attention. He just likes to just fit in and enjoy himself. So anyway, this is just a short first video, but I'll go into a little more detail maybe on some future ones, and I'll post some clips of the songs. I will not post the entire songs because some of them are already leaked out there now. That shouldn't be, which prevents us from releasing them on a nice, like, say maybe a throwback package or something. For Chyld has like a demo package, like a nice record, which there was discussion of in recent years, putting out a good package that had unreleased materials and some remixes and actually some re-recorded versions. And there was talk between John and I a while back of potentially getting together with former members of the members of the original Chyld and maybe doing some kind of stuff if they would be up and interested in doing it. Maybe just throwing a couple recordings together and stuff, just for fun, just to see where they would go. But that's all pretty much up in the air right now with COVID again, like I was saying. And I guess this will be the end of this first video. Hopefully you like it. I'm sure I'll probably get a lot of crap for it, but oh well. This is the first video I'm doing, and I'm not one for being in front of a camera. So the next one probably will have me in front of a camera, and I'll probably be hanging out in this guitar room probably when it's finished and cleaned and able to actually give you a good video about the band and talk to you about it. All right, thanks.